Hi, this is Neil at In Veritas Vino. Today I thought I'd talk about an article that I came across. It's actually a paper, a scientific paper that I came across that has to do with fat and fatty acids. It's by Russell S.J. Keast and Andrew Costanzo, and it's called "Is Fat the Sixth Sense: Primary Evidence and Implications?" So basically, the idea behind the article was the case being made for fat to follow umami as a taste sense. So that, basically you've got salt, you've got sour, you've got sweet, and you've got bitter. Then there's some debate about whether umami is considered the fifth sense, but that's sort of gaining more traction among the foodie crowd. And then there's the potential for actual fatty acids, fat to be considered the sixth one. This is an article. This is a paper, a scientific paper, making the case for why that is, and stuff like that. So the implications of that are kind of interesting. Thinking about wine pairing and stuff like that is that it is a big part of the food experience and pairing is how fatty or lean both a wine can be, and then also a food can be. Both with oily components in food. But then there's fatty acids involved in wines as well, that are sort of the opposite of very lean or very thin wines. So in terms of pairing with fatty foods, there's two general camps of thought, and then they sort of overlap and are both relatively valid. One is that you pair fatty foods with high acidity wines, both reds and whites, that are high in acid that cuts the fat, and that sort of they sort of mediate and just complement each other. The acidity and the fat sort of create this sort of balancing act between the two, and they sort of mediate each other. And then the other one is actually the tannin that's in wine. That fat actually allows more tannic wines to sort of be mediated by that fat in the food, and so they sort of create this balancing act between the tannins and the fat, so that you can have a red wine that is pretty aggressive in its tannins, really just very tannic, rough Bordeaux or something that is just really young or something like that, and then you have fatty foods, fatty steak or something like that, or Kobe beef or something that they can really mediate each other on that sense. So those are the two camps, in terms of pairing. So I suggest you read this article. If you think that's a potentially valid idea. This is supporting that. It's on the up and up scientifically. Check it out, and let me know what you think.